Ashish, you have sent to all
Yes.
the link. Yeah, good afternoon, members. Maybe another 3-4 minutes, we'll start the program. Lilay, am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Okay. Ashish bhai, are you there?
Yes. There is some technical issue with my video.
Okay. So next three, we should be able to start. Sir, welcome, sir. Banu sir also came.
Good evening, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
I think I may require your help, Chandra, for the sharing of the thing. Somehow I'm unable to get the proper.
Sir, we will make you co-host, sir. I think then you will be able to share
Correct,
it.
correct.
Ashish, can you make Banu sir as
Done,
co-host?
done. I have already done.
Sir, now you are co-host. You just try, sir, now.
Right.
Yeah, good afternoon, members. Maybe another 3-4 minutes, we'll start the program.
This is also live on YouTube. A YouTube link has been circulated in the groups.
Great. Raghu, are you there? Raghuram.
Sir, permission.
Yeah, you can share the Zoom link in the groups now. Now it's fine. It's already 3 o'clock. Zoom link కూడా షేర్ చేసేయండి.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, are you able to share the screen, sir? One minute, sir.
I'm trying 1 minute, sir.
Good morning, Suresh Jain sir. All GC members, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, Banu sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm seeing a
Hello,
lot of,
guys. Good afternoon.
seniors, sir. Sharma sir. MM Reddy garu.
I think మీరే చేయండి సార్ నాకు కొంచెం ఇక్కడ ఏదో ఇబ్బందిగా ఉంది.
Good afternoon, Banu.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
If you can share over WhatsApp, sir, I'll.
నా దగ్గర ఉంది Ashish, I'll just share, you see.
Yes, yes, it is.
Banu sir, is it okay?
Yeah.
So press F5.
Banu,
Why it is showing two?
Banu garu,
Yes, sir.
kindly also, take us to the, provisions under the new Income Tax Act 25. We only know the old sections. Kindly take us to the new section also, because that will be the one which will be henceforth in operation.
Leela, why it is showing 2 slides?
No, you may go to F5.
F5. Yes, I've gone to F5.
No, again you do share that screen. Share that screen, not this one. In your laptop, after doing F5, you share that screen.
Wait a minute. Before that only I should do F5. F5.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
1 second.
That is another screen.
Stop.
You close this. You do F5 in your screen first.
1 second.
You got in slideshow mode?
Hmm?
You got in slideshow mode, no? First in your laptop.
But F5 I'm getting 2 slides.
The projector is any connected? Projector is connected, anything like that?
Now I think okay.
Okay, now?
1 second. Is it okay now?
Yeah. Fine. Just operate Next slide like that.
You are able to see full screen?
Yeah. Yes.
You're not seeing any menu bar, no?
No, nothing.
But I am seeing menu bar.
No, maybe just move. Click any next slide.
1 second.
नमस्कार वेमुला भाई
Namaste, sir.
हाउ आर यू बस
Good. Thank you, Shailu bhai.
भानु
Namaste.
नमस्ते ना कैसे है
Good.
आज वो वेमुला तेरे को ये समोसा खिलाएगा ये समोसा मिलेगा आज खाली तेरे को
Shall we start, sir? We'll start going, and any technical issue comes, we'll take help.
Yeah, sir. Ashish bhai, you can start.
Yes, sir. Thank you everyone for joining today's session, which is very important as litigations are increasing day by day. So we need to get equipped with the procedures and the style of presenting, articulate the style of presenting, which our learned speaker for today, Bhanu Narayan sir, would take us to. With this brief, I would now hand over the session to our president, C. Chandrasekhar Vemula, for opening remarks.
Yeah, 1 second. Very good afternoon to my dear all tax bar members and guests, chartered accountants, advocates, and tax practitioners. Welcome to this speaker meet on tips for presentation of case before appellate authorities. Friends, as all of you know that future belongs to litigation. Request everyone to mute. Ashish, request to mute others.
Yes.
See, the future belongs to the practice of litigation. I think this will be accepted by everyone. Of course, there are two verticals, conventional practice as well as litigation practice. Now, because of this all new modus operandi's like AI and all coming, Google and many people are interpreting in their own way. So there is a huge chance for litigation. And also, we have good respect with litigation practice. Maybe conventional practice clients will be guiding us, but litigation may definitely we have still our own respect and I mean to say value. So a lot of youngsters are preferring. So this is how we thought that let us have one program on how giving tips to the youngsters and other people who are doing practice of litigation. So whoever say the best person is Bhanu Narayan sir. So happy that he has accepted for this session and he has prepared very detailed PowerPoint presentation I have seen now. I'm sure this is going to add value and a lot of tips that you are going to get in your presentations. Friends, one thing that I would like to say, litigation is not only a practice. According to me, litigation practice is a responsibility because while you are arguing the case, it's not only our fees. Say the responsibility of client life is within our hands. Means financially, his fate is within our hands. So sometimes you may shape up the law. Say by arguing, and sometimes the law will evolve its own through your arguments. So this is a huge responsibility. Winning or losing, it all depends upon your what is the process that you follow. Just by arguing the case, we may not win the case. There are many other things that presentation, then humbleness, that impression. So many things that so many other things will play a crucial role in winning the case. So in this process, we thought it will be um, it will be very good to have this kind of programs. So this is the first program, and I'm sure this will add a lot of value to your learning. And in this process only, we're coming, just for the information of all the participants, we're coming with more tribunal competition in the month of February. And we are going to open up registration for teams, team member teams. You can form a team, and we are expecting around 10 to 15 teams. And we will mentor these teams how to present the case before the tribunal. So the live bench, I mean to say, moot live bench will happen in the month of February. So tentative dates are 21st February and 28th February, depends upon the availability of tribunal members, and we are expecting president to come as guest. So in the meantime, request the members who are interested people to follow the groups we will be sharing today. Register yourself as team member or team, then other instructions will follow to you. So use this opportunity and request everyone to attend the programs in large number. We are very happy with the numbers. So we're trying to do our best with many programs. In this month also, we have other programs which are lined up. So please follow the groups which we'll be sharing. So welcome you all with this to this speaker meet on presentation of cases, tips for presentation of cases before appellate authorities. So welcome Banu Narayan sir, in spite of your valuable time, very kind enough that you have given this valuable time. So with this opening remarks, I welcome all to this speaker meet. Thank you.
Thank you, President sir. So before moving on to the session, I would like our advisor CA Ramdev Butra ji to speak for a few minutes. Ramdev sir.
Thank you, Ashish. First, I will express my sincere thanks to Bhanu, who was hesitant to accept any assignment. अन्ना ये महीना छोड़ दो. How can we leave Bhanu? That too on this topic. And as you, Chandrasekhar, as you know, is regularly supporting us in moot tribunal also. It is a good gesture from him. And of course, Bhanu being a practical person, I thought that he can take up this topic with more justice. I will not say with expertise. I will say with more justice rather than simply bookish knowledge. So I am really thankful to Bhanu for accepting this. Now coming to the topic per se, this topic was actually suggested by me only. As our president was asking me to have some meetings, I told this topic will be beneficial, keeping in view the more and more number of litigations being occurring. Because in practice, day-to-day practice, we find that this all after this advent of this faceless regime in the assessment and filing, etc., people have forgotten to go through all these practical aspects of how to take up the case before appellate authorities. So it is very critical to again remember that it is all involved with procedural practices also. If there is any procedural lapse, you may be hit hard. Though you may be having good knowledge, but procedurally if you are at fault, then it may be going to hit hard. So thinking this, I have suggested that we should take up this issue. And as Bhanu, I hope Bhanu will do the justice as desired by us, not as he thought. Because we want to know practicalities of all these things rather than bookish knowledge, Bhanu sir. So I am really thankful to him, and I hope it will be very beneficial to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And we are confident that Banu sir would do a practical session. And moving forward, I now like to ask CA Leela Krishna Mohan to introduce our today's speaker, Banu Narayan sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving the opportunity to introduce such a versatile person, Banu sir. We call him Banu sir. Yeah. CA Banu Narayan Rao YV graduated in Commerce from the Nizam College, Hyderabad in 1985 and qualified as a chartered accountant in July 1989. He has been in practice since then as the founder partner of Mrs. VSMB and Associate Chartered Accountant Secunderabad. Taxation and auditing are the core areas of practice. He practices in the field of direct taxes on the original side as well as the appellate side up to the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. He has over 36 years of experience and has given lectures on different topics of direct taxation at various forums over the past 26 years. He was elected to the Southern India Regional Council of ICAI for the term 2025 to 29 and is presently serving as the treasurer. He was also a member of the managing committee of the Hyderabad branch of SIRs of ICAI twice, first for the period 16 to 19, in which term he served the branch as treasurer, secretary, and vice chairman, and again for the period 2019 to 22, he was chairman of the branch, Hyderabad branch for the year 1920. He is a registered faculty for direct taxes with ICAI. He is also a member of the Taxation Audit Quality Review Group of ICAI during 2023 to 25. He also serves the society through the Lions Club International. He served the club as a president and the Lions District 320C as June chairman, district chairman, micro cabinet member, and as a district cabinet secretary in the year 2014-15. He is also a faculty member in the Lions Club, Lions International, and is a popular master of ceremony and leadership trainer in Lions clubs. He is also the president of St. Patrick's High School Alumni Network Association, having members settled across India and in different countries of the world. With this, I present today's speaker, Sri CA Banu Narayan garu. Over to Banu Narayan garu.
Thank you, Leela, for your kind words. And first and foremost, I would like to thank the advisor, Ramdev Butaraji, हमारे बड़े भाई. He ordered me to take this session. I said, he called me when I was in Kur for SIRC meet. I said, अन्ना छोड़ दो मेरे को, ये मैंने बहुत घूमने का है, मैंने कुछ नहीं, तुम बोलो. And being his younger brother, I said yes. And also Vemula was my very old friend from JC's days. And he himself is a good speaker, but I think being president, he is preferring not to take a session now. And also Mr. Ashish for his constant follow-up, and all the members for taking out their time and coming here. First and foremost, I have been put before so many stalwarts. Tax Bar Association has 80% to 90% stalwarts who are already experienced in appeals and both before the first appellate authorities as well as before the tribunal. Maybe only 10% may benefit from whatever I say, as Ramdev Butaraji has already told. I will share my experiences. I will not share my expertise, basically, because everybody's approach is different, and how to deal with appellate authorities is more of a practical experience than what you learn from the statutes or the textbooks. In fact, so many Hema Hemis, Athirat, Maharats, you may just take this as my opinion and my experience. And before I start, Murli Krishna Murthy ji, whom when I wrote my CA final exam in May 89, I met him sometime in June 89 in that MG Road office. and requested him to take me as his employee. And he was kind enough. In a short interview, he said, "You come down." But then somehow I said, "Sir, let me wait till the result. After the result, I will join you." And unfortunately, I did not join the office. But sir, I always have this gratitude for you. And you have asked me to talk about the new sections. Sir, in fact, the new sections I will mention at the end. But presently, I also tell you from what I have read, the procedure is the same. Only thing is the sections have been renumbered. Definitely, I will represent this PowerPoint with the new comparable sections, comparative table. I will add that slide also. And maybe immediately after festival, I will forward to Chandra Vemula and he will do it. For now, at the end of the session, I will just read out the comparative sections of the 2025 Act and also the existing Act. But presently, the PPT is based on the existing Act because I had prepared this earlier also for some lectures. So I thought I will use it substantially and exhaustively. We will use this. Only the section numbers are different, but the procedure is the same. So to begin with, today's topic has been given as.
Sir, can I share?
Yeah, start sharing, sir. Key considerations in handling income tax appeals and effective strategies for preparation and representation. Now, going a little deeper, what we can do is you can also ask some questions, not too many questions, maybe one or two questions as we keep going ahead to make the session more interactive. Now we have the session structure. That is the next slide. The session structure is, what is the appellate hierarchy? The appellate hierarchy is the CAT, that is drafting and enhancement strategies. And next appellate is ITAT, paper, book and hearings, and drafting samples and case studies. So we'll just move on. And the next slide says what is the appellate hierarchy. That is, when I started my practice, I used to shiver to go to the ITO's room. In those days, the income tax officer I thought was the biggest authority, and that we have to get a favorable order from him, because I thought that there is no appeal, in the sense that I knew there is appeal, but all that will be very difficult. So, as you know, the satisfaction of the assessing officer is the crux of any assessment under the Income Tax Act. So I leave to the imagination as to what is the definition of satisfaction. The satisfaction we will talk about only the satisfaction of the subject or the satisfaction of the information. Later, after 2-3 years passed, then I started seeing stalwarts who are more into appellate practice. That is what we nowadays call the litigation side. And then I came to know that he is a first level officer. So we need not worry too much. We have to give respect, we have to get our work done, but we need not bend beyond a certain limit, because as an appeal, what is an appeal? Appeal is a statutory right to seek redress against any unjust orders passed by the first level authority, that is the income tax officer. So under the present section wise setup, 246A is the Commissioner of Appeals. Now there is before that, earlier there was a DC appeals that has been removed. Now it has been introduced as JCIT appeals. That is 246. 246 and 246A are almost the same. So if we can discuss about 246A, it will cover 246 also, because that is a junior level appellate authority, which deals with cases where the approval is below the DC level. All about the DC level, that is Deputy Commissioner level, we have to come for the Income Tax Commissioner only, that is the Commissioner Appeals. 246A is the basic governing section. And beyond that, you have all the sections which cover the various aspects like the time limits, the procedure to be followed, all those things. Then after CIT appeals, so most of you might have had experiences in earlier days. 90% of the CIT appeals used to have very, very high. Unfortunately, it is being recorded. We had very, very strict. They would look at us like as though we are much lower mortals, lesser mortals. And that used to be their attitude. But over a time, they also realized maybe we have also grown in age, and they have also understood that we are also an extension, like we are an officer of the court for the tribunal. Similarly, we are assisting the department in collecting the revenue. So some of them have mellowed down, and most of them are now not that strict, or whatever word I wanted to use, which I am not using, but more or less interactive. But of late, with the faceless regime, we have lost all the interaction. So now the entire interaction is only through our drafting skills and the presentation skills. Then above this, we have the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. With the appeals to the tribunal are determined by Section 253 of the existing Act. As I already said, towards the end, we will have a comparative analysis of the sections. In detail, a table and all I will submit later on, which our president and other office bearers will take note of it and maybe circulate to the members. Then is tribunal final? Yes, it is final to the extent of fact finding. But if the question of law is involved, you can definitely travel in appeal to the Honorable High Court and also to the Supreme Court. Now, sometimes there is a very thin line of distinction between what is fact and what is law, question of law. Mostly, we have so many intelligent and very technically sound advocates who may put in the angle of law even for a fact. So, when we get an order which is not favorable to us, do not lose hope. We must meet some advocates in Hyderabad, if not in Bombay or Chennai. We have some very good advocates practicing in the High Court in Hyderabad. First, let us take their opinion as to whether there is a way to get a legal angle involved and carry the matter to the High Court. Because sometimes, as Ramdevji had rightly put, if we are not strong procedural or we miss a point somewhere, there is every chance that even a good appeal can be not favorably looked upon by the appellate authorities and we may lose the case. And that is why we need to be very careful, we have to be very practical, and a lot of human psychology and what is called court craft is very, very essential in dealing with the appeals, especially in the tribunal. Before the CIT appeals, we have lost that chance because now it is only our drafting skills and the explanation what we give. Now, friends, what we have to learn is how does a third party understand what I have written? This is the crux. Before the CIT appeals or for any matter, before any other authority, what I have written must be understood by the others. Suppose we think that X is the appellate officer or X is the assessing officer and Y is the appellate officer. You may write hundreds of pages which you feel is very correctly written aptly written, covered all the points. But if it is not conveying the proper message to the other person, if he is not able to understand, it is just like an CA exam. 90% of us would come out and say, I've written the exam very well. And we would end up either in the 30s or only 40s, and very rarely in 50s and 60s. Why? Because what we have written was not sufficient for the other person to understand and test our knowledge. So first and foremost, we need to see what are the drafting skills. Chandra, next one. I think I can also change, or only you will be changing. Yeah. Next one. So this is the first appellate authority. This we have already discussed. Next. Going to the next slide, we will have to see what are the appeals. What is the comparative table I have given in the next slide? It is nothing but basic information, wherein I said what is the role. Role is first appellate authority, is final fact-finding authority. What is the approach? Basically, approach before CIT is mixed. It is both administrative as judicial, whereas before the ITAT it is purely judicial. ITAT comes under the law ministry. It does not come under the finance ministry. Whereas CITA, the appeals commissioner, CBDT, everything comes under the finance ministry. So this distinction also is important. That is why we get more judicious orders from the tribunal, because they are not under the total control of the finance ministry. You may have some members who are revenue friendly and who are more pro revenue, but majority of them are very judicious. And what is the drafting focus? For drafting focus, we should have before the CIT the facts and also the law. But facts forms 70%, law forms 30%. Whereas when you come to the tribunal, facts are very important, but the legal grounds and precedents are also more considered, because tribunal goes more on law. It sees what is the legal issue and whether there has been a precedent by the same tribunal, the coordinate bench, or the jurisdictional high court, or other high court, or the Supreme Court. And if you can bring your case in this ambit of these precedents, then the success rate will be very high. Now, what are the evidences? So you can also submit additional evidences, which we'll discuss later. That is governed by Rule 46A before the CIT and Rule 29 of the ITAT Rules 1963 before the ITAT. And there is one very important factor here, which some of us may not have experienced. People who are seniors, they might have experienced it, because this enhancement is not being used very often nowadays. Earlier, this risk was there. Enhancement means the CI, you go on appeal before a point, say 1 crore addition. The CIT may look not only at this 1 crore, but he may go beyond and other points which have been missed by the AO, and he may also enhance it to 2 crores. That risk also is there before the CIT, because his powers are co-terminus with that of the assessing officer, except to initiate assessment. That 143(2) power is only with the assessing officer. The CIT does not have, but once an assessment has been made, he can look into all the aspects other than what is appealed against. But there are certain protective measures for that also. We'll discuss as we go on. Normally, the tribunal does not go beyond the issues under appeal. So that risk is very less. But in second appeal, they may say, sometimes that you travel up to tribunal twice on the same, for the same assessment year, because the AO has not done the de novo assessment properly. Normally, when it is set aside to the AO, he may not do it properly. So in those cases, they have a limited power of exercising the enhancement procedure. But there is a slight debate on this. The Karnataka High Court says that the tribunal does not have power of enhancement, but the Kerala High Court in a decision had said, yes, they have all the powers of, because the first appellate authority can enhance, the second appellate authority can also enhance, but as per the Act, they do not have that, only in a few cases, especially when an assessment is made under the direction of the ITAT for set aside, they do have such powers. And coming to the next issue, which is what are the appeals before the JCITA? Most of us know there is nothing to discuss much. All these assessment orders, 143, 1 intimation, 143, 3 order, 144, 147 assessments regarding the TDS issues, the TCS issues, penalty issues, and orders under 154 or 155. So coming next to the next slide, which deals with the appeals before the CIT appeals, they are all again the same things: assessment, reassessment orders, and you also have here 153A orders, that is the search assessments, then intimations, penalty orders, rectification. But here, other than DRP and 263, if it is DRP, if an assessment order is involved with the DRP, the directions given by the DRP, or a revision done in accordance with 263, then the appeal doesn't lie before the first appellate authority. It goes directly to the tribunal because they are passed by the commissioner level authorities. So other than those, it comes to the first appellate authority. In case of any doubt, what you have to do is you have to file 2 appeals, then withdraw before the CITA, because sometimes you could have a doubt. The drafting in the assessment order may not be very clear that the direction has been given and the direction is being followed. So we have to go case by case. In such cases, I would suggest, let us file before CIT appeals as well as the ITAT. Then withdraw once the ITAT appeal comes. When it is admitted, we have to mention that we have filed also as an abundant caution. We would like to withdraw that appeal and then continue with the ITAT appeal. And all these are the issues. See, if you can go through that Act section 246A, you will get all the orders that are appealable before the first appellate authority. Then we have the issue of fees payable. Now, before the CIT appeals, for assessed income up to 1 lakh, the fees is 250. Well, there is no slide for this, sir. I'm just explaining. Then between 1 lakh and 2 lakhs, it is 500, and above 2 lakhs, it is 1,000. And appeals not relating to income matters like penalty issue and penalty appeal, then it is only 500 rupees. Similarly, for ITAT, for assessed income up to 1 lakh is 500, 1 lakh to 2 lakhs is 1,500, and above 2 lakhs. This is the income, assessed income. If that assessed income is 2 lakhs, it is 1% of assessed income subject to a maximum of 10,000. For all other matters like stay or penalty or any other matter, miscellaneous application, all this is 500. The these challan details are all given. They're all standard procedures. So you have to pay under self-assessment, under others that code is there. So the tribunal is very particular about all those codes and all. They'll send you a defective notice. Unfortunately, if you pay under the wrong head, then your money will get blocked. Of course, you can file a miscellaneous petition requesting that these fees may be considered as, but that is all a big procedure. So let us not go more into it because that is purely technical. And now we have what are the strategies. Now, we have an habit of trying to go for appeals in all matters. But we have to be a little judicious here. Sometimes a simple rectification under 154 will be enough. Suppose there are certain mistakes apparent from record or TDS is not given properly, then filing for a rectification and then going on appeal will be the better procedure instead of going directly into appeal. Then, okay, the settlement and all that is settlement commission related, that is 245 section, all those things are there. Now, the key decision is when not to appeal and when litigation is inevitable. Now, you have to see what are the facts of the case. If you know that the case is very bad, the facts are against you, and there is no legal case supporting the particular addition or the disallowance, then the practical approach would be better to pay off the tax and ask for waiver of penalty by filing form 68 under 270AA. Instead of traveling to appeal. Once you travel to appeal, you lose this and penalties will be levied. As you know, penalty now for 270, for everything there is a penalty now. Everything is called underreporting or misreporting. And if it is under misreporting, then the penalty will be 200% of the tax have to be evaded. And if it is underreporting, it will be 50%. Whether it is underreporting or misreporting, again we have to do a lot of hair splitting, whether the notice under 274 is specified properly or not. It's the same tribunal, the same combination, as in one case given that 274 notice should clearly specify under which limb of 270A of underreporting or misreporting is not mentioned, then that 274 notice is not a valid notice and bad in law and penalty was annulled. But in another case, the same bench took a view that you cannot extend the provisions of section 271 1C to 270A. So it all depends on the person sitting on the bench, and it all depends on the face value of the person arguing. It all depends on the mood on that day, how your previous case was handled by your previous counsel, and how many adjournments have been taken. So all these things, these are all the court craft which you have to learn, which nobody can teach, only experience can be our teacher. So the suggestion given not only by me, by my seniors, as well as by the income tax tribunal members themselves during the moot court proceedings, of which, as Ramdev Bhai has told, I have been participating in the last 3-4 years. We need people who want to practice on the litigation side, have to spare some time weekly, at least 2 days. They have to go and sit in the tribunal and watch the proceedings. Friends, I have learned a lot that way, especially seniors like Devidas sir or S. Ramarao sir, when they are arguing. It is a wonder, like how a fact can be twisted this way or that way in your convenience. In a bad situation, is turned into such a way that it is remanded back, or you also win the case. And they know when to back off, when to suddenly ask for an adjournment. Upfront, if you ask adjournment, they may not give. So they will start slowly, argue a few points which are favorable to them. Suddenly they will force the judge to ask certain information, which they say, well, it is immediately not available. May I grant some time? I request your honors to grant some time so that we can furnish it. And like that, they buy time. Second thing is, you should know the combination, the mood of the combination, who is the lead member, and then try to get your cases adjourned by. There is a book, I don't know by whom, but 101 ways to seek adjournments. So we have to buy that book. In fact, I have also not bought it. I will buy today itself. I will buy today. 101 ways to get an adjournment. Because by getting an adjournment, you are giving some more lifeline to your case by not arguing before a difficult bench. We'll discuss a little more as we go further. These are the things. Now, first appeal is very crucial, but the thing is there is a risk of enhancement, and it is a foundation for your second appeal before the ITAT. So it is all that important. The first appeal, what you file, in case you win, fine, excellent. You will not have any problem. But if you are not able to get a favorable order, even then, it is a good foundation for the next level of litigation. So, your argument at the first appellate level, the grounds, the presentation of facts, and the legal grounds should be very, very effective and very, very clear. But most of the time, what is happening is in these cases where additions have been made left, right, and center under section 68, 69A, all these sections. The problem is we are not getting support from the clients. He says, I do not have books of account. He says, I am doing business as a market commission agent. He does not give the details of his registration with the market yard. He does not give the details of the client. For everything, he says, I buy from villagers, I buy from that, I buy. What can we do? If, see, as I already said, the first appeal is more on facts. 70% is based on facts. In fact, any litigation is based on facts. So, friends, even if you know the Director General of Police, it is better you know the station house officer or the writer of FIR, because that FIR is the basis. If that FIR is not properly written, if it is against, very strongly against you, even the DGP cannot do anything. He can only say, please look into the matter. He cannot say you do like this. Similarly, the order passed by the magistrate which travels to the Supreme Court, that forms the base. So even here, the assessment order passed by the AO, maybe they have so much work pressure, so they may do. Sometimes we are getting copy paste orders of years. Yes, sir. Okay, we are getting copy paste orders also, where the facts of another case are included in your order, and an addition is made. So all these things, in this case, 154 may not be of any help. You have to go to the appeal, first appeal, and you have to form your base. If the client does not give the facts properly, if he does not give the supporting documents, then your case will be very weak. We cannot travel further. There is a general feeling among the assessees that if you come to a person who deals with appeal, he has a magic wand in his hand, वो छुमंतर कर देगा, मेरा केस जिता देगा. वो कैसा जिता सकते हैं? आपके पास बेसिक मटेरियल नहीं है. तो आपको बिरयानी खाना है तो चावल रहना चाहिए, मसाला रहना चाहिए. अगर वेजिटेबल्स है, वेजिटेबल, आप नॉन वेज खा रहे तो चिकन रहना चाहिए. कुछ भी नहीं है तो बिरयानी कैसा बनेगा? ठीक है, सब मटेरियल दिए तो अपन बिरयानी जबरदस्त बना सकते. We can prepare the best of the biryanis. Even Paradise will have to accept that, sir, your biryani is the best. But we need to have the material. Without material, we cannot argue a case. At the most, we can go technical, like what we are filing with this, fighting for this 148 JAO, FAO notices. 80% of the cases have no dum in them. The only thing is notice has been issued by JAO instead of FAO after 29/3/2022. That standard, based on that, we are getting stay from the jurisdictional high court. Most of the high courts have said yes, but the Supreme Court, the department has gone to the Supreme Court, and I think Delhi High Court has said they have concurrent jurisdiction. But the problem, friends, this is unofficially I'm sharing with you. Every day the department is filing fresh counters and they are stalling the hearing, saying that we have given some more notice, some more cases have been filed, they have to file counter. So they are dragging the issue because presently the case is before Justice so and so, who is inclined to give orders in favor of the SSC because the obiter, that is at the time of SLP's dismissal of SLP or at the time of admission, in the obiter, they said this is absolute nonsense by the assessing officers. How can you give 148? But they are waiting for this to be transferred to another judge who is more favorable to the department. They are planning to get an order like that of Ashish Agarwal, saying that so many notices have been given. We have filed so many appeals before the Supreme Court. It involves so many lakhs and lakhs of crores. So kindly exercise your extraordinary jurisdiction and pass some via media order. If such via media order is passed, then all our clients who have been benefiting by the High Court, jurisdictional High Court decision in the case of Kankanala Ravindra Reddy and Potlola Venkatramana Reddy and others, they will all become again baseless because there is no data. How you have deposited, there is no data. So that is why I'm saying facts are very important. Now coming to the next thing, the facts, as you all know, form the basis of a code. That is the strength. Now there is a time limit of filing the appeal before the first appellate authorities, that is 30 days from the service of notice. Now the dispute is, when is the service of notice? The department says the moment I have uploaded, but we are saying the moment we received. So there is Sumanjit case of the Delhi High Court, which clearly says that the email should go when the email has come. It is just not uploading on the portal, but the communication by email to the registered email of the SSC is important. That is the date of communication, service of notice. Now, let us stop the habit of giving our emails and let us educate the clients that the email should be operative. They should be looking at the email every now and then, and only then they will stand to gain. All these 148 notices also, 148A D orders, 148AB notices, 148A inquiry, and 148 notice issued. For all these things, we have to keep a track of the email. Then we have to see whether the DIN is properly mentioned, whether the digital signature is properly affixed. So all these points will add value to your appeal. But let me tell you one thing, friends. The other day also I met one principal CIT in a 264 issue. What happened in that particular case? We got a favorable order from the High Court at the notice stage itself. They set aside the notices, that notices are bad and all proceedings have been stayed, including the assessment proceedings. What happened? The advocate said that they are taking care of informing the department. In this case, the assessing officer also was made a party. The assessing unit was made a party. Then the CIT was, the principal CIT was made a party, and we got favorable. So we took it for granted that they are doing it. Unfortunately, in that their busy schedule, they forgot to upload the High Court order to the assessing unit. What the assessing unit did, assessing unit completed the assessment. It also levied penalty because the party never looks at the email. He never opens the email, he never opens the portal. And we also did not give our thing, because that practice we have started, we will not give our email because the entire blame comes on us. So we asked the party to give the email, we told them to look into it, but they did not look into it. Ultimately, they got a call saying that so many crores demand is there, you have to pay. Then everybody got up, then I filed 264. Now the commissioner refuses to entertain the application, saying that I have gone to Supreme Court on this, so how I can give it. Then I said, okay, you give a stay, you grant a stay. Then again I made an application to the assessing officer to give effect to the order of High Court. It is pending. They are getting scared because CIT, the principal CIT, is very angry that he has taken a decision that all these cases deserve to be handled very strictly. But he said, stay I will give. I will not reverse the order, but I will grant stay. So we are waiting for the stay. Now, why I am telling all this is, if we are not, if the client is not vigilant, and if we don't advise the client to keep saying this 30 days note we have to file. Now, if it is beyond 30 days, then what is the price? There is condonation, is sufficient cause is there. 90 out of 100 CIT appeals, they are rejecting even small condonation delays, quoting so many case laws. So many case laws they are quoting, saying Supreme Court only vigilant should be given the chance of this benefit of appeal. All those things, only the vigilant can benefit. All these things they are saying, and they are not condoning the delay. Now the problem is, if they don't condone the delay, then at the ITAT level, we have to again try to condone, get that delay condoned. We have two level problem there. First is, you have to say why there was a delay before the CIT and why he has not condoned. Now, after overcoming that hurdle only, it will be admitted for hearing. 99% of the times the DR will say no, it should not be condoned. Now we have to say why it should be condoned. So we have to be very careful. The most casual reason nowadays is coming is, I did not see the email. I did not know that there has been a unfavorable order. Sometimes they are listening. If the client is semi-literate from a rural area, like that, they are listening, or the email of the erstwhile auditor has been given. All these things they are considering. But for this, we have to make an effort. We have to bring all the facts on record. Sometimes there are medical grounds. In medical grounds, we have to put all the X-rays, we have to put the reports, the surgery, all that, or the death of some close relatives, all these things they are condoning. But otherwise, they are not condoning. They are very strict with the timelines. Tribunal is more lenient. CIT appeals are very, very like routine manner. They are rejecting the condonation petitions. Second thing is importance of affidavit and evidence. That was I told, we have to file an affidavit. Some people write a small letter, we request to condone the delay, which is not intentional and beyond my control. Not sufficient. You have to give proper reason, properly explain. In fact, it is very strict. It is each day of delay should be explained, is what is the real procedure. But overall, if we can convince that from so and so date to so and so date there was a problem, they are generally condoning. At least if the CIT does not condone, the ITAT is condoning. But for that, what you need, again, facts. Even if the facts are cooked up, it should look that it is genuine. They can also make an inquiry. If you get a letter from some hospital, they can also make an inquiry. They don't have that much time, so they are not doing it. They can give notice to the direct doctor of that hospital. You please produce your record. All this natak can be done. But anyway, we have to take care and try to see that the appeal is filed in time. That is the first thing we have to do, file the appeal in time. And for that, what is important? The date of service of notice. What is date of service of notice? As per the present situation, it is the date of communication by way of email from the department. Otherwise, it will be deemed that the date of the order, that is the date of the order they are uploading on the same day or at the most the next day, that will be treated as date of communication. So what important here is, weak condonation drafting can kill strong appeals, because if the delay is not condoned, the appeal is not accepted, it is dismissed. Once it is dismissed, you have to travel to the tribunal. So in the meantime, they will pressurize you to pay that 20%. See, the 20% is another debatable issue, whether every case you have to pay 20% or it is the discretion of the AO. There are several case laws which say that it is the discretion of the AO can be, it is not mandatory, because if the income assessed is more than twice the income returned, they have that, but nobody is following. Then we have to go the stay, we have to meet the principal commissioner, and we all know the practical difficulties, and the satisfaction again comes into play. Now, after getting, now we have to file form number 35. Now, nowadays, it has become a fashion. See, I was trained by my Guruji, Garimalla Satyanarayana Garu, G. Satyanarayana and Company of Raniganj. He was an expert in those days. So he has taught us that the grounds should be crisp, precise. They should not be argumentative. Whereas the written submission should be lengthy and it should cover all the issues, but the ground should be simple. But of late, it has become a fashion. Both some people have made it a trend, and unless you do it like that, the client is unhappy, because the client's friend has got his appeal done through him, and he to whatever, to satisfy or impress the client or whatever it is, they are writing 25, 30, 40 grounds. And each ground will be very lengthy with the case law, everything will be there. It is not required. A ground has to be crisp and to the point. But it has to convey what is the exact grievance. The ground is nothing but grievance. What is the exact grievance we should have? Then, while preparing those grounds, you don't mix up legal and factual grounds in one ground itself. Have separate ground for merits, separate ground for legal grounds. Merits and facts are one and the same. Then avoid argument. That is argumentative, it should not be there. Like I'm saying case law and all, but now people are doing like that, and it's going on. Well, chalta hai, and the client is happy, the department is not objecting, then why the problem? But if we want to be very correct, then have crisp grounds, have separate grounds for facts and have separate grounds for law, and avoid arguments in that form 35. Your arguments will come subsequently when you are preparing your written submissions. Then do everything, whatever you want to do, you can do it. But the ground that you are raising now, you should have that much skill to foresee what would be your arguments. So all that should be there. Otherwise, if you're adding a new point, then you have to file a petition for admission of additional grounds, which is, if it is related to the case, you put a letter saying that I'm filing additional grounds, it will be allowed. They are not very difficult at admitting additional grounds, but additional grounds should also relate to the case, and you may say why you have missed out. So that will be done. And coming to the next issue, it is simple like this. Suppose a 68 edition has been made. In Form 35, it can be simple as this. The learned AO erred in making an addition of rupees 50 lakhs in the section 68 without appreciating facts and law. That's it. You need not say made out of is that, made out of here, made out of there, and it was deposited in bank out of withdrawals. All that you put it in your written submissions. Yes, sir. We'll go ahead, sir. And the statement of facts, while drafting the statement of facts in Form 35, there should be a chronological narration. That is, when you filed the return, when was 143(2) issued, any defects there, all this you have to point out. All these errors, if any errors are there, you can point out in statement of facts. Then, as I already said, CIT appeal decisions are fact-centric. Facts decide 70% of outcomes. So if the statement of facts are not clear, then the person may get confused. He may not get a clear picture. So if you see in the tribunal, the moment your case is opened, they will say yes. Then once you start stating the facts, they've already read. If the facts are very clearly mentioned, they already know something about your case and you are only enhancing it. If the case facts are not properly submitted, I'm talking interchangeably about with the CIT as well as the ITIT. Also, same procedure will be there because I have appeared for several years before the CIT appeals in person. So the facts, we have to explain the facts. So if the facts are very clear in a chronological order, 1, 2, 3, 4, this led to this led to this, he asked me this, I've submitted this. So all again in brief, it need not run into pages and pages, a small paragraph for each fact. Then errors, if anything, 143.2 was issued beyond time, or 148 was issued by JAO instead of FAO. So such errors you can provide. And that 143.2 was never issued. In one case, what happened? The AO forgot to give 143.2 notice, and we went for a physical VC hearing. That was a mistake which I made. In that course, I said, you have not given 143.2. Then he said, I have filed return. I said, yes, return has been filed. Then he immediately said, okay, he gave another date and immediately issued 143.2 notice. So then I realized I was foolish. Kuladi mar diye bolte na, waisa mar liya main. Had I kept quiet at that time, I would have raised this point very strongly at the first appellate. But now I have raised that after I mentioned in the VC, he issued. So let us see what will happen. It is still pending. And I've been repeatedly saying that facts are important. Without facts, we cannot handle a case. So gone are the days when across the table we could settle. Now it is all document-based, evidence-based. So it is very difficult. And going ahead, sir, we'll return submissions and Rule 46A. One is persuasive drafting. It should not be very arrogant. It should not be irrelevant. It should be to the point, persuasive. Then have your tables, charts, and reconciliations. So what is the GST turnover? What is this? What is the difference? Here they will not understand. They will say your GST turnover is 5 crores, whereas this turnover is only 3.5 crores. Then you have to tell them that GST we pay on even receipt of advances, whereas under the Income Tax Act, only upon sale advances shown separately. All these reconciliations you have to give. And also reconciliation between the parties, so many things. It depends on the facts of the case. Sometimes you may receive it as an advance, but TDS is made, but you will take it income in another year. So all that we have to explain. Then there is something called additional evidence under Rule 46A of the Income Tax Rules 1962. This additional evidence plays a very important role in an appeal, any appeal before either the CITA or the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. Now, what is rule additional evidence? You might have forgotten to submit certain documents, either because you did not receive or the assessing officer did not ask. He might not have asked, but he made an appeal, he made an addition or a disallowance under that particular head or in that particular area. Now, what is your defense? You cannot go 154 because there is no mistake evidence from record. So you go for appeal. In appeal, you have to submit this. Normally, what happens is some documents, some agreements, or some reconciliation statement, a bank statement, a confirmation letter. All these will be either missed unintentionally, or the AO might not have asked. So you presume that why I should give more when he has not asked, then you will not submit it. But the damage is done, he passes an order. Then you run to the CITA saying that I have all these evidences, so this addition should not be made. So for that, you will not just accept like that. You have to file an additional evidence, and that additional evidence he has to ask for remand report. He cannot just admit just like that, because the department will go on appeal to the tribunal, say that he has not followed the procedure, he has not called for remand report from the AO. So all these complications will arise. But anyway, for every problem there will be solution. So what we have to do is we have to be careful while even drafting a petition for additional evidence. And additional evidence is AO refused opportunity, evidence not called earlier, or there is sufficient cause that you have missed. Yes, sir. Next, sir. You have to give them reason for non-submission, relevance of evidence, and prayer for admission. This is all what we have discussed. Then next, sir. Yes, sir. Now, what are the powers? What are the risks? Powers are coterminous with powers of AO. That is, except that he cannot call for an assessment, he cannot initiate assessment, he does not have 143(2) powers. It is there only with the AO. Now, drafting enhancement replies and enhancement requires show cause. This enhancement will spend some time. Any question so far? One or two questions we'll halt here and take a couple of questions if anything is there. I have a complaint against Ramdev ji. Normally, he is arranging these days in Taj Mahal Hotel, where we could have had nice tea and the samosa cutlets. And now he is forcing us to have anything only online. Ramdev ji, next session we will have in Taj Mahal Hotel Habits, as you have been conducting some last few times.
No, actually, we are not hesitant to do anything like that. We are hesitant considering your
Time.
total occupation in this SIRC.
We'll plan early, we'll plan ahead, sir. We'll plan ahead and.
No, you suggest.
Yeah,
You suggest topic of your choice. We'll be pleased to have it.
What we'll do, sir, we'll have a section-wise analysis of the old act and the new act. So
Yes.
one of the sessions, I will take one of the topics, maybe on appeals itself, what is the new act and the old act and the difference. But as I said, most of it is old wine in new bottle. So procedure will be same, everything will be same, section will be different, form number will be different, basically.
One more thing, still I think there are separate rules for handling commissioner appellate rules as well as tribunal rules. For tribunal, separate rules are there.
Yes, 1963 ITAT rules are there.
But new rules are not yet notified, I don't think.
They will come, sir. They will come once the act is brought in.
So we have to wait for that.
Yes. Basically,
Because
now the sections can be discussed. The rules will follow. Yes. But they have to issue, because 1961 Act, appeal to tribunal is there, appeal to commissioner is there. But rules came in 1962. The income tax rules came in 1962, whereas the tribunal rules came in 1963. So in between, there will be some coordination, confusion. They may give a clarification that till such time new forms are notified, you can keep filing in old form. But they will not give extension of the time limits for filing the appeals. So shall we continue, sir? I think.
No, because one thing.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
I would like to interfere here regarding these additional rules, additional evidence.
Yes.
Is it clear, Vice? Regarding this additional evidence, Rule 46A prescribes how it is to be presented before CIT appeal.
Yeah.
Rule 29 is relating to ITAT.
Yeah.
But both the rules are equally important in one sense, and they are same, that as long as the issue is related to the core of the matter, they must be admitted.
Yes. Normally, we write the concluding prayer like this, no, sir. The issue goes into the root of the case, and there is no, it does not have, and emanates from the case itself. There is no fresh issue involved. This is very important.
But it is affecting the core of the matter.
Yes.
Then On based on the merits, they will consider, and I think all the rules will be following same principle,
Yes.
whether old rules or new rules.
Yes, sir. This is the principle will be same, sir. Only thing is the act has been rationalized by changing the language from more complicated to less complicated, but still it is quite bulky only, still heavy. Now, for example, 44 AB is now 63. 44 AB is 63. And 246A, what we are talking about appeals commissioner, is now 357, section 357. And what is to appeal to tribunal, that is 253, is now 362. So like that, there has been renumbering of the sections, but the content is almost the same with a little less complicated language. But the rules will be the same, the procedure will be the same. That I think there will not be much of a change, because there has to be continuity. See, it is a well set machine that is running. At least the appellate mechanism is running in a very smooth manner. Smooth manner in the sense, like we may not get favorable orders, but the mechanism is smooth. So normally that will not be disturbed. So shall we move ahead, Buttarraji?
Sir,
Sir,
there is
sir,
one
sure.
question posted in the chat box.
Yeah.
I think one is by C. Aravinda. When clients are not checking the emails leading to condemnation, nowadays CIT appeals are dismissed based on delay. How to handle it better? Educating client is possible only to some extent.
Sir, this here, one thing is there, we have to educate when it comes to file, we have to say you check every once in 3 days, because otherwise you will have to pay so much tax and so much penalty. 90% it will be set right. But nowadays there is a software, I am not getting the name of the software. Most of the CA friends have installed it, where they will get alerts for that. Based on the PAN number, they are getting alerts that so and so notice has been issued. But I think for that, whether our mail ID should be there or the party's mail ID should be there, we need to check. This is a very important question, very nicely put at the appropriate time. This software is of great help. We need to get into deeper into those details and install that software, because I am told once that software is installed, you'll be getting everyday alerts as to which PAN number has got a notice, which type of notice.
Yeah, so they need to have their own
I think
ways and means.
no, that is with us only. Actually, the auditor is having. So if anybody is using, some of them are very advanced technologically amongst our participants. So they may throw some light on that if they are using that software. I'm not getting the name of that software.
Yeah, I'm also using one software, sir, but I don't remember the name. It is giving pop-ups.
Yes.
Every day, the moment you need to synchronize that box, no, all those updates will be shared. But then too many, sir. All COP issues also will be popped up. Again, we need to have one desk. CA office only again burdened.
Yeah. So we have to tell the client very clearly that if you miss it, if you are not getting details, if you're missing the communication, then your case is gone. We cannot help. Then we'll get some better monitoring from them. That is why let us not take the burden on ourselves by giving our mail and our mobile and all. Let it be there. See, if we say our mail I have not checked, it will be definitely dismissed. It will not be condoned. We say that fellow is a poor fellow, or he is not educated, a senior citizen, not he will do everything on phone, but at least before the tribunal and before the CIT, we have to say he has no knowledge about using of advanced phones, or not in the habit of checking mails. So like that we have got condoned. Many cases we have got condoned, but it depends on the mood on that date. See, if the other partner, see, sometimes one member commented to the other member, other member was going lenient. So this man got irritated. Suddenly, when somebody was trying, he did not file affidavit. See, condonation should be also filed through an affidavit, not only a letter, an affidavit giving the facts. When condonation, he started shouting at a senior, very senior CA. You are a senior, you are behaving like this, you casual attitude, we are very casual in granting condonation. So you are also become casual. We have to dismiss one or two cases, then you people will learn lesson. Like that, he dismissed. He did not condone the delay. So many ifs and buts will be there. Human psychology, that is very important. Mood of the person, all these things are there. You sit very little arrogantly before, then also you'll get angry. So many things are there.
Sir, there's one more question. Maybe you take up now, or sir, whether the CIT appeals can issue enhancement notice under section 251, subsection 2, an issue which was not in the assessment and a new one.
Yes.
No, he cannot do. It has to relate to the assessment only.
Okay, okay. Then
No, Bhanu.
But
Bhanu,
if the thing is, if the AO has not considered, and that is the part of the assessment itself, in the sense that it is covered by your details of your profit and loss account and balance sheet, he can give, but he cannot give a totally different thing. Like he cannot say, suppose you have put creditors, he cannot go on an issue which is totally different. So how it is totally different, it depends on facts of each case. See, if the balance sheet is with him, if the figures are with him, then he can do it. If it is not there, he cannot do.
okay.
Suppose you only file only a capital gains and other sources return, you cannot say you have done business, you prove that it is, where is the business, all that he cannot act. At least you have a power to, or you have a remedy for that. But if you have given every P&L account, everything, he has not considered the loans, he can say he will consider the loans. No, you show the source for the loans.
Okay.
No, Bhanu, can I add a point here?
Yeah, sure, you are at liberty. I already told, I am only sharing my experience, not expertise. You can definitely add whatever you feel like you to enhance the value of the session.
So I mean to say that recent amendments have been made to empower the CIT appeals to travel through entire thing which is available on record with him, including the errors committed by the assessing officer from those records. He can't travel beyond those material or beyond those records, except that he can do anything.
Correct, sir. Chandra will move it.
Yeah. Some questions are there, sir. We'll take at the end, sir.
Yeah.
Shall I proceed?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
please.
So nowadays we are getting the orders where contribution to PF and from employees contribution, they are rejecting it. Even it was reported in the audit report as well as in computation, it has been disallowed. But we are getting the stay, we are getting that we are not disallowed and it is to be added back. So what is it? Do we have to go to an appeal for this also? Whether
So,
employer's contribution will be delayed, is it what you call disallowable?
sir, it is covered under this 36.
36.
5A, I think 36, 5A.
5. Employees contribution.
See, here the only remedy is appeal. Because before is it 143.1 or 143.3?
143.1 only.
143.1, you cannot submit any evidence except asking him to reprocess. That is 154, you file once and see. If your luck is there, it is good. Otherwise, what to do? You have to go only on appeal. 143.1 intimation is also deemed an order, appealable order under 246A.
Right.
You have to go on appeal only, sir. Try 154 once. If it is rectified, fine. Otherwise, go on appeal. Because that way you gain time. If you have lost your 30 days,
Yeah.
then the best thing is file a 154. Then you will get some more life, and on that 154, you go on appeal.
That's true.
And
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
abundant caution, some of us for some important issues, what we do is we'll file regular appeal with condemnation request and also file under 150 against 154. Then we'll ask for a clubbing petition, or we may seek withdrawal of one appeal at a later stage during the appellate proceedings. We will ask for clubbing. We have filed regular appeal and also this, or you can safely go against 154 itself.
Right.
Chandra will move, and then we'll come back to the questions.
Please move it, sir.
Yeah. One second. I'll share the screen.
Yes.
Is it clear?
No.
Screen visible?
Yeah. Now, understanding the power of enhancement, I thought we will spend some time on enhancement because this is fairly not dealt with by us in day-to-day matters. Nowadays, they are not enhancing as such. We had some commissioners, I don't want to take the names, in Hyderabad, who were very, very fond of enhancing, or some people were fond of giving 263s. So even in tribunal, they had become a joke. If you tell the order of so and so, they would have some wry smile on their lips, the members. So 251 CIT may confirm, reduce, enhance, or annul the assessment. No enhance. Enhancement must be preceded by a specific show cause notice. Enhancement can be on new issues, but must arise from assessment proceedings and record. Cannot be based on roving or fresh inquiries beyond jurisdiction. This Ramdev ji also has clarified. So we will move to the next slide. Now, how to tackle with an enhancement? Suppose you get a show cause notice for enhancement. We have to reply stating all the facts, and we have to try to kill the enhancement. We have to see that this issue is new issue. It is not covered by existing. So this amounts to a fresh. Next slide, Chandra. Yeah. One behind, one before this. After this. Okay. Now, under what situations an enhancement can be thought of by the commissioner? See, basically, it is you who are playing into the hands of the commissioner. Or the assessment must have been done with proper satisfaction of AO, where he has done a loose assessment order. So we have to be very careful in when we are settling also with the AO in earlier days, because the order should be a speaking order. If it is a vague order, it can lead to 263, it can lead to 148, even if it 143.3 has been done and 4 years have passed under the old law. Then also, if the original order is silent about a particular issue, 148, it has been held, it is valid. Though normally a 148 issued after 4 years after 143.3 is not held to be legal. It's led to be invalid. But the assessment, now what mistakes we can do? We have to try to avoid these mistakes. That is over detailed statement of facts. When you give too much of information, maybe some new item may come to the mind of the CIT, he may give new notice. Then careless submissions, broad grounds, that is, we have to say crisp grounds, broad grounds, it opens door for new additions. Rule 46A, evidence without proper explanation, it raises suspicion, so he may try to go for enhancement. Under faceless appeals, no oral clarification, only documents. So you have to be very careful because it is only documents. So we have to draft properly, we have to be very careful. So these are all you will get by experience. In case you are drafting, you are going to the appellate side for the initially, I suggest so many stalwarts are there in this group itself. you can take their advice and then file. Because once you file, it will be very difficult again to revise or see. You have a right to. And one more thing I forgot in grounds, you have to make 2 grounds very mandatory. The last 2 grounds, in that you say that additional evidence may be allowed as per NTPC Supreme Court case ruling. Second thing is you have to say that the grounds may be amended, added, revised before or after during the time of hearing. These 2 are very important reserves. If you have these things, then all this, otherwise they can simply reject also. They can say, they can reject additional evidence, they will say, I will not accept additional ground. So these 2 are protective. You have to always, when you end your main grounds, the last 2 grounds should be did. One is for accepting of additional evidence. Second thing is revision or modification or alteration, addition of grounds already filed. Okay, sir. So we'll continue, Chandran, the next issue. Next slide. Your objective is not to win the issue in case of enhancement, but to kill the enhancement itself. This should be our strategy. Always structure reply in this order. Jurisdictional objection. What is jurisdictional objection? That it is beyond what is on hand, beyond the issues in the assessment, then scope limitation, then procedural violations and protective closing. So this drafting should be done for the replying to enhancement replies. And that enhancement, if anything is happening, you have to also take the clients and into confidence. Don't do anything without the concurrence of the client. We have an habit of filing everything without telling the client, because sometimes the client may also throw some information which we have missed, because it is that fellow's problem. So he knows where he has done a mistake, what has happened. So discuss everything with the client and only then upload, preferably under his digital signature. Challenge the jurisdiction. Argue that issue was not subject matter of assessment. AO did not examine or form opinion on that. Enhancement exceeds section 251 scope. We need to study. It depends on each and every, the facts of each and every case. What is the basic rule here for enhancement? CIT appeals cannot make enhancement on issues not arising from assessment proceedings. Next, sir. Step 2 will go to. This is step 1. Step 2. Even if jurisdiction is upheld, that is, no, it is part of assessment, it is covered by assessment, it is covered by information already on record, then you have to say restrict enhancement to same transaction, same assessment, same evidence. Always use these words. Without conceding jurisdiction, the scope of enhancement cannot. See this: without prejudice, without conceding, even submitting, without admitting. All these words we have to use so that they cannot pin us down. We can always say it was an alternative argument, or I had reserved the right without prejudice. Without prejudice to above, I'm stating this. That means if you agree this, fine. If you are not agreeing to this, I'm going to the first point, which normally is a legal point. Next, step 3. Never argue merits as primary evidence, otherwise you waive jurisdictional. That is what I said. Without prejudice, we have to say. First, what are the legal issues you write in these such cases where you are being cornered? Try to bring out the legal issues first and said it doesn't apply to me, but without prejudice, these are the merits. This is my case. These are the issues of my case. In that case, what will happen? Even if you get an unfavorable order, you can always say, I have not conceded. I have said without prejudice. That means I still have the right to defend myself on the issues raised by me before going into the merits. So this drafting is very important. Yes, sir. Then check whether show cause notice is vague. It has to be specific. Supporting material not provided. No opportunity given. Faceless procedure violated. these become strong grounds later. The faceless also, the section 144 capital B has so many subsections. Normally we don't read, but you have to read once. And because see now for the up to 2021 assessment year, that draft assessment order was mandatory. In some cases, the High Court said the order is invalid. Subsequently, they removed it because they were finding it difficult. But show cause notice is mandatory, and issue beyond show cause notice, which is not covered in show cause notice, cannot be made a subject matter of addition or disallowance. So all these points we should make a note. So once a show cause notice comes and once an assessment order comes, we need to compare. We need to spend some time on what are the different subsections of 144 capital B, which deals with the faceless assessment, and then try to pick up what are the loopholes, and then we have to prepare our grounds for appeal before the first appellate authority. 144B is very, very strictly being interpreted by the High Courts. If there is any lapse in that, then that entire assessment is treated as invalid. So we can win the case easily that way. Now, always request for dropping of enhancement proceedings or remand to AO. This now remand is only being done only when there is a 144 assessment done. Otherwise, this was done, but even now we can try saying that this is not an issue which needs that. So let him check once again on an opportunity for cross-examination. Cross-examination is, suppose they are trying to make some addition on basis of loan, or they want to disallow some purchases made, then we should ask for cross-examination and bring that party as witness for evidence, for giving evidence. So all these things we have to follow. Only then we have our this will be a foundation for the next level of appeal. Yes, sir. At the outset, the proposal is wholly without the and liable to be dropped. The issue sought to be enhanced was neither examined nor formed part of assessment proceeding, and therefore falls outside the scope. This is one sample. That's all. This has to be very elaborate. This is the concluding paragraph. I am just showing as this thing. Yes, sir. In the scope of limitation, the learned officer has not recorded any finding. The enhancement therefore amounts to a fresh assessment, which is not permissible in law. A fresh assessment through all these methods is not possible. If they want to make fresh assessment, they have to give 148 notice, which is mandatory. So we can try to link that this amounts to fresh assessment and you have no power for challenging the enhancement notice. Yes, sir. Without prejudice to the above objections and assuming without admitting that enhancement proceedings are valid, the proposed addition is unsustainable on facts and law for the following reasons. You give the reasons and then give short. As I'm always saying, if you write too elaborate, you may make mistake or you may give scope for a new interpretation. So try to be as crisp and specific as possible. Yes, sir. Now, natural justice should be there, because if anything is without natural justice, High Court is going to view it very seriously. They say that a minimum 7 days should be given to reply to a show cause notice. In many cases in the past, they are given 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, like that. All those cases, they have gone on natural justice. They have been held to be bad assessments, invalid in law. So we can win. So all these things we can argue. So what we can argue: merits, jurisdiction. First is jurisdiction. We have to challenge the jurisdiction. Then we have to challenge. We have to give our merits. Then we have to say that it is subject to, that is prejudicial, without prejudice. That is, we reserve the right. Then we also have to say that natural justice was not done. So all these points we should use as per the situation of the case, facts of the case. A simple crocin or that dolos is not sufficient for all. It has to be an antibiotic based on the culture report. So each case you have to see as a culture report, and based on that you should give the treatment. So similarly, we have to be alert, and each facts of the case we have to go through. Yes, sir. Next, sir. Then that, of course, the prayer, we can skip this, sir. Next. Drafting do's and don'ts. What are the do's for drafting? Drafting is very important, sir, especially after coming to the faceless regime. Drafting is very, very important either at the assessment level or the appellate level. And for, of course, you see the drafting of an high court advocate, we will know what is the difference between our drafting and what is the required drafting. So my suggestion is, if you have friends who are in the high court, just request them for some 1 or 2 samples of how they have prepared the appeals. You will know the flow. See, I know some senior advocates. When we go for the first discussion, the matter will be like this: paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The matter will be A, B, C, D, E. But when you again subsequently go, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be different. D will come first, A will go to B, B will come to C. Like that, they will jumble. They want the flow to be correct. So that much drafting skills we should also develop, which normally we get by practice, or we can learn by going to seniors and looking at their drafting, how they do it, by requesting them to guide them. So normally, if you request properly, all of them are very obliging. They will give it, they will help you. And keep reply legally aggressive and bring out facts strongly. Use jurisdiction or scope and merit sequence. That is, first jurisdiction, then scope of limitation, then come to merits. Preserve issues for ITAT appeal. Like, don't close there only. You have to say without prejudice, and all this we use because you can go for appeal. Then don't argue merits first. Don't attach fresh evidence casually. Don't concede facts. Don't ignore enhancement notices. So, see, why we are saying, though facts are very important for any case, the merits are very important. But if you fully first argue on the merits, if they form an opinion, then you cannot come for the judicial support, the legal precedents. So first, see, normally it is a double-edged sword. It depends on the person who is sitting on the bench, and also it depends on how the facts of the case are. Now, suppose you start off with case law, the judges will immediately form an opinion. There is a very, very strong chance that they will form an opinion that your case is bad on merits. So you have to balance both. You have to say, I have good merits which I'll come later, but normally these are the legal issues concerning the facts of my case. And if suppose there is a, say, 143(2) has not been given, or 148 is issued after 4 years of 143(3) under the old, before the amendment, then what you have to say is, see, sir, first I will explain the legal position with respect to the facts. If your honors are convinced that I have a proper legal ground, then it is fine. Otherwise, I will again take your honors to the merits of my case. Like that, you have to be persuasive. I have seen many arguments in the tribunal where initially you think you will lose, you will not get a favorable order, but with this persuasion and trying to convince them, ultimately you will get a favorable order. At least you will get a remand to the, set aside to the AO or set aside to the CIT, which is equal to, which is almost 80% of winning. Because if it is remand to AO, then the entire demand is suspended. The only thing is 234B will be again levied up to the date of completion of de novo assessment, which is a very small risk which you are taking. But the entire demand will go. They cannot insist on 20% once a de novo assessment has been set aside for de novo assessment. The next best is set aside to CIT appeals. Of course, the danger of paying 20% will remain. In my opinion, it will remain. So being as persuasive as possible, we'll try to. That is why if it is faceless, it can be heartless. But if it is face to face, you can convince by touching the heart of the members. So that is why we prefer at the appeals, they should not be faceless. There could be hybrid mode. They can, but in hybrid mode, you are allowed to appear physically, where you can convince better. But in faceless, it is only your writing skill and documentation. But persuasion will be almost missing. Even in the VC conference that you take, is hardly some time, and mostly it is a farce. Very few cases in VC we have convinced. Otherwise, it is definitely will. Okay, right, sir. Next. Faceless is drafting. Okay, we can continue. Most of what I spoke about IT-80 also I have covered while talking about this. So, see, what is IT-80 is a judicial body, quasi-judicial body, finding authority. Mistakes at IT level are often irreversible, especially with respect to facts. Yes, sir. Yes, a mindset. Mindset is final fact-finding authority. They believe in judicial consistency, that is, and precedent driven. So, what is the issue? How it was dealt, and what are the case laws in your favor? Now, these are the appeals before the IT-80. That is all orders of CIT under section 250. Then orders of PCIT, CIT, that is 263 revisions, 12 AB registration cancellation or refusal of registration, then ATG approvals, then 154 done by CITA, then yes, sir. Next, sir. Drafting. This is Form 35. This is Form 36. Now, Form 36, I said time limit is 60 days from the end of the month of CIT order is served, but it is 2 months. Earlier, it was 60 days. Now, it is 2 months from the end of the month in which the order is served. So, suppose you receive today, that is, today is what? 12th January. So, from 31st January, it will count. The 2 months will count from 31st January. This has been amended in October 2024. Then their legal grounds, jurisdiction limitation, raising strong legal grounds, even if not raised earlier. Even if you have missed some legal grounds before the CIT appeals, you can raise now before the IT-80. Yes, sir. Legal grounds first, alternative grounds. Alternative grounds are like, suppose your case is having some weakness, you can say in the alternative you do this. See, suppose now you argue, now there are bogus purchases issues going on. You can say they are all genuine purchases, that this, you give that evidence, this evidence, that affidavit, this letter and all. In the alternative, you may add 8%. There is an alternative ground. You don't lose fully, but you can take an this alternative ground. You can take before the CITA also. Yes, Chandraji. This is general sample. That's all. Yes. Here also you have to ask for proper these two grounds you have to mandatorily mention. That is admission of additional evidence as per NTPC Supreme Court case and filing of additional revised grounds. Now here in IT-80, even before CIT normally we do, but in IT-80 it is mandatory. You have to file paper books. What is called paper book? In that paper book you should have a proper index. Then pagination. What is pagination? Is numbering of the paper book. And please only enclose relevant documents in case laws. Or maybe you can have a separate case law paper book. You can have a separate other general paper book that is for the merits, and case laws you can have later. Now, what is pagination? See, your assessment order may have pages 1 to 30. What are the documents that is mandatorily you have to file before IT-80? One is the assessment order, one is the CITA order, Form 35, then the demand notice, facts and grounds of appeal. Now, when you put them in a sequence, assessment order may have page 1 to 30, CIT appeals order may have page 1 to 24. But when you put serialism, it will be 1 to 54. Then in the case when you are representing, you have to say in page number 30, page number 25 of the paper book, and internal page number 25 of the assessment order. And you must say page 54 of the paper book and page number 24 of the CIT appeals order. So this is the pagination. And only don't put all unnecessary things, because unnecessary things will be a problem. And paper books have to be filed at least 3-4 days earlier. Earlier it was 1 week, but now it is online. So 3-4 days we are submitting. But Hyderabad Tribunal is insisting for hard copies. And also they are insisting, apart from paper book, they are asking for appeal set. What is appeal set is they only want all this is filed online, but somehow they are not very willing to go back and forth on the system. There, so now we have to file appeal book, which is mandatory. What is appeal book? Nothing but your form 36, CIT order, form 35, demand notice, assessment order. And then what is paper book? Paper book, you have your ITR file, your computation of income, your submissions made before AO, submissions made before CITA, and further whatever submissions you want to make, your table, reconciliation statement, so on and so forth, and case laws. So case laws, as I said, you can have a separate. This you have to file in advance. Otherwise, they will get up and say that department representative, I received only now, so grant adjournment. They may grant adjournment. In case if you have a strong case and you want to complete it, better file in advance so that it will not be adjourned for a delay in filing of paper book. Paper book forms the basis for ITAT appeals. Yes, sir. Here, friends, I would like to say that both oral as well as written is very important before the ITAT, because oral arguments, they make a note. The members will make a note on their file, whatever you are telling orally. This should be again substantiated with your written synopsis. Synopsis, not the submission. You would again file a synopsis. Synopsis means brief events, chronological events, or the brief strong points what you are arguing. Because lengthy things they may overlook, or they may not sometimes read it, but they will remember what you have told. They will normally note down some important points what you have written, and only then they will go ahead with the final drafting of the order. Yes, sir. Next, sir. Oral arguments have already bench interaction. We have to talk to the bench. We have to engage them in a very nice conversation in a pleasing way, address them properly as your honor. Sometimes nowadays people are calling sir, maybe it will be diluted. Maybe sir may become, but don't use words like yeah. If so many people are saying yeah, that is not correct. Some of them get very angry, some of them take it seriously. Then handling remand proposals. If say, normally they say, even if you have a strong case, we will send it back to CITA for, we will remand it to file of CITA tables, or they may say we will remand it to AO. Then we have to be very calculated. If your case is weak, you agree for it. If your case is strong, you say why there is no request for, there is no read for a demand. I'll tell you one simple case of mine where the AO has returned that he has not given 143.2 because I have not filed return. This pertains to the old law before the amendment. Now, if amendment, if you don't file within that 90 days period, then he did not give 143.2. But before that, it was mandatory. So then there was no proper digital signature. Then they said, I will send back to the AO for his further verification. I said, Your Honor, what will the AO? He cannot say that he has committed a mistake. So I think remand is not really the proper thing here. We request your honors to kindly consider, because it is a legal issue. He himself has stated, where is it stated? Yes. Then I read from the assessment order. He made a mistake. He thought it is a very great thing, and he wrote, as the SSC has not filed return of income, I have not within time. not filed within time, I have not issued 143(2) as it is not necessary. I filed it later. So as per the old law, if you file a return at any time, 143(2) is mandatory to assume jurisdiction. So that way we won the case. Otherwise, it would go back whether digital is affixed, not affixed. First, I argued on digital signature. Then I came to 143(2), and ultimately, the DR came prepared with that not affixing digital. I believe he worked in the computer section. So he said the digital will not be available, it may not be visible to us, but in the system it will be there. He brought some big Xerox copies and he brought it. But he was taken aback when ultimately, when I thought I am losing on this, I went straight away to 143(2), saying that he has said he has not issued. Then I got a very nice order. Yes, sir. This is strategy. Court craft is when the judge is in a bad mood, try to deal properly. If he is in a good mood, try to be a little more liberal and a little bit humorous. And always don't be very grumpy. Don't show your too much knowledge of English. At the same time, don't stammer. All these things are, you have to. Second thing, very, very difficult in IT is suddenly they'll ask you questions out of the box. If you are not able to answer, then your case is gone. In such cases, you have to say, I will verify and get back. And sometimes suddenly the department may give huge paper books and cite a case law which may be against you. Then you have to say, just now this has been given, kindly give me some time to go through it. So like this court craft, you have to learn. And some combinations will be favorable, some combinations will not be favorable in the sense
Hello,
they'll
sir.
be strict. Yes, sir.
One, sir, Osman, this thing, sir. Sir, justice, we have right to ask justice, or we have to be like nothing but a bhiksha, like we have to beg them.
There's no
Well,
question of begging. See, it is there's a difference
always we
between
are talking
pleading
about
and
the
begging.
no thinking about
So
mood
we
and
have,
other.
we have,
Because
we
they
have,
mandatorily do the work based on the merits, no?
Sir, one second. Just let him finish, sir. We'll take another 2-3 minutes,
Okay,
I
okay,
think.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, please finish.
merits, if you're not explained properly, then it will not go into their head. They will ignore it. So, in a pleasing manner, you have to do it. If you are very arrogant, then they will see merit also. What they will do is they will put there will be always some lacuna. So, they will try to bring out those lacuna. As you said, merits, if you have very strong merits, but doesn't matter, that doesn't mean that you have to be very aggressive, because that impression will last and your other cases will be damaged. So always try to have a normal approach, a pleasing approach, and no begging. You can be firm, but still you need not be aggressive. This is the thing, sir. You have to be firm, but you not be aggressive. You need not be abusive. You need not go cinematic way of arguing a case. But if on merits in being aggressive, you win a case, but you are spoiling your image for other cases. This is the practical approach which you have to follow. Then Rule 29 is the additional evidence. Whatever 46A we have done, now it comes under 29. But under 29, you have to explain why you are not filed before AO, why we are not filed before CITA. In case CITA is an ex parte order, then you have very good chances. If CITA is not an ex parte order, then additional evidence to get it admitted becomes extremely difficult. Then you have to prove that it goes to the root of the case, and it is very important, and it is a legal issue which was missed out, and now this is the last opportunity for you to bring it out for proper justice. Yes, sir. This is cross objection. Cross objection is that when a department files an appeal, you file a cross objection, but it is not mandatory. You can just defend like that also. With cross objection, what happens is it becomes stronger, because they have to pass an order for cross objection also, and the department also has to argue against a cross objection. Similarly for the department also. Yes, sir. Now we are making sometimes mistakes in drafting. One is copy paste. Here, what we do is we make mistakes in assessment here. We make mistakes in name of the client. We make mistakes in some section like that. Copy paste. You have to be very careful. You have to recheck, double check, and only then upload. Then missing legal issues are not quoting jurisdictional, High Court, Supreme Court case laws. This can be, if you have these cases, it will be very, very advantageous to you. If you miss out, then it depends on the mercy. Some judges are so good, even if you miss, they will say you have a favorable case law on this and this. They will sometimes stay, but most of them are not that nice. Then incomplete paper books. If paper books are not complete, then your information is not clear, so the case becomes weak. You have to do more explanation. Right, sir. So presentation logically and psychologically is what gives you success. Then what is the strategy comparison? CIT more on facts, ITIT more on law. 46A for additional evidence, Rule 29. Enhancement risk with CIT. Now with ITIT, it is very, very minimal. Yes, sir. Then what are the key takeaways? Drafting wins litigation. This we have already discussed. Strategy differs at each stage, and preparation is more important than arguments. If you don't go prepared, then you may not argue well, and you may lose a very good case. So always prepare, because when you prepare, you will get something called recall value. And your argument suddenly you will, when you feel that you are going off the track, you will come back. So preparation is very important. Don't go unprepared. If you are unprepared, take adjournment by using the 101 ways of seeking adjournment. That is always better. Better being scolded for taking adjournment than going unprepared and then getting a very bad order, which at ITIT level is very difficult unless a legal issue is involved. Yes, sir. Appeals are one. Yeah, this again same thing. Different, right, sir? Written submissions are decisive. Thank you. That's it. This is open. I thought I will share what I experienced during the appearing before ITIT or drafting before the CIT appeals, where for almost 15 years or so, that is up to 2000, we were appearing before CIT appeals also. In fact, I find that ITIT, just don't tell anyone, ITIT is more easy to appear before than the CIT appeals, because this is an open courtroom and the law ministry. The judges are more judicious, whereas most of the CIT's appeals are pro-revenue because they are from the department. Over to you, Chandra.
Yes, sir. That was really a very good detailed presentation. I know the subject is vast, and in 2 hours time, the presentation skills cannot be taught just like that. I'm sure you dealt in a very detailed way and by giving the tips to the participants. Now, thank you very much, sir. Over to the participants for the questions. You please share in the chat box. Leela, will you be able to handle?
Sure, sir. Sure. I'll take.
Yeah, please take over. Question answer session, please take over.
Sir, I will ask my questions first.
Before you take over question answer session, sir, Ramdev sir, you wanted to put some of your inputs. After that, you will put.
Yeah, no, right now. After
Yes,
question
sir.
answer, we'll decide.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Vemula.
Sir.
With the support and consent from my dear friend Bhanu Narayan, I would like to supplement him. It was a very nice presentation, Bhanu, but time is not enough to present everything. Some important things you have presented. And happy that you have given more focus on the newly amended powers vested with the CIT appeal regarding enhancement. That is the critical thing. One thing I have noticed in tribunal, earlier, sometimes they used to make charges in the form of penalty for seeking adjournment also.
Costs.
That is the thing. I don't know whether there is no blanket rule as such that for every adjournment it should be there. But it is a good thing. Person who want to prolong unnecessary litigations to a longer period, for them it is a good thing. So be careful for that first thing. And another important thing which I would like to share with the members who are participating here. In this faceless assessments, recently we had a meeting with the chairman for Committee on Quality Assessments. He has given feedback that all across India, people are not happy with the faceless proceedings. He openly told. So government is thinking of introducing an option to the assessee before the assessment being initiated, whether you want physical or faceless. So similarly, I think before CIT appeals also we need. We don't know. So many appeals are pending before CIT which are filed 5 years back, 7 years back, like that. So they are all there. And regarding this correspondence on email or portal, in my view, any correspondence which is given, communicated by the department on portal, without having a specifically earmarking to the email, registered email ID of the assessee or the auditor, it is not going to support the views of the department that they have served the notices. It should be particularly to the registered email ID. And also we have suggested that besides being posted at the registered email ID, a communication shall be sent at the given number that your case is so and so is posted on to so and so date. Kindly check your mail ID. And regarding this adjournment again thing, Bhanu, I don't know whether you exercise this option or not. Adjournments and condonations both are available if you are able to prove that it is a pure mistake of the auditor.
Yes, sir.
Authorities are liberal in granting condonation
I
and
agree.
adjournments.
I agree, but it is a loss of face for our profession. So only in our extreme cases we have to take that. As you said, if you say that my previous counselors misled me as not, they are a little liberal, but they may ask for where is the mail ID, which mail ID you have given. So one more thing which I want to tell Ramdev ji is that you must take screenshots whenever you are changing the details on the portal. That is the details of the SSC, be it email or be it address or be it the mobile number. You take screenshot when it is as it is. Then
Yes.
after also, because when you are changing, you will get a communication, and I think there you are getting changed with effect from so and so date. So all these, if you keep, it will be there. In fact, recently in tribunal, as you said, one person said this earlier audit, and the auditor gave affidavit because he said that my father had expired at that particular time, so I was not going to office and I did not see the email. That is why the delay happened, and they condoned it. But that is a genuine reason. But normally, we being chartered accountants, we try not to put our brothers into problem. But under exceptional and real conditions, we may have to resort to that.
One more thing which I would like to supplement to Bhanu's presentation regarding these concise grounds of appeal. The tribunal particularly, I think, is very hard on this fact that your grounds, whatever you are presenting in form number 36, shall be concise. It should not be lengthy. Whatever lengthy discussions, arguments, meritorious facts, etc. you want to present, you can present in paper book, as you have rightly pointed out. Many people are what they are doing, they are writing facts in the grounds of appeal. There the problem is also coming. And regarding paper book, already told, and this artificial intelligence versus human intelligence is very critical, Bhanu sir.
Yes, sir.
Nowadays in appeals, what this chat GPT, etc., searching for case laws, whether it is related or not, whether it is applicable or not, nobody is discussing. The main thing which we have to look into the case law is its ratio. Ratio is very important. Unless and until ratio matches first, like it is Kulli Milan for a marriage. So unless and until you have your human intelligence there, your artificial intelligence is not going to take you anywhere.
Shall I
And,
say something here? I'll just add to it. Recently, the Bangalore ITIT had recalled its order because while passing the order, it quoted some case laws based on ChatGPT. And later they found that such case laws never existed. So they immediately recalled their order. See, for us also, several times we will get, even while preparing this presentation, they said that CIT appeals what are the appealable orders? They said even this rejection of 12A can be appealed, and ATG can be appealed
yes,
before
yes,
CIT.
yes, yes.
Well, we
Yes,
have
yes,
to cross check. See, it will give in a very short span, it will give a broad guidance, but we need to have we have to put our effort and intelligence to know what is right and what is wrong. It is like in olden days, वो चाटा बोलते थे, देखो वो राइस को ऐसा करते थे, वो sieving or filtering that we have to do.
yes,
Fact is, it is very fast. You get very fast, but the data may not be correct. Nowadays, ChatGPT is giving a disclaimer. ChatGPT could go wrong, so kindly cross-check the facts like that. To that effect, it is giving.
Yes. And regarding this preparedness, one suggestion from my side, I would like to give those who are want to appear before tribunal, etc., for arguments. Please get your submissions which you want to argue or place before the honorable tribunal in writing and simply read out the same thing, at least, instead of arguing haphazardly. That will help you. And in the last, Bhanu sir, normally courts give relief to those, in their view, they consider that he is the most affected person. That is the analogy they are following. Any court, for that matter, whether it is tribunal or high court or Supreme Court or district court, what it may be. So do that and show that you are affected more. And in addition to that, your intention is also very important. If your intention looks to be to deceive the other side, then you will not get any relief. So these two basic things I think we should keep in mind. And I thank Bhanu once again for sharing this with me and with all of us. And he has given a lot of time for preparing this, all these things. And Bhanu, please remember that you have committed on this very seminar that you will once again join in one of the session on new act.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
On this issue at Taj Mahal Hotel, Abbots.
Yeah.
You are
Sure.
forgetting that important clause. Provided it is held at Taj Mahal Hotel, Abbots.
Yes. If it is a Taj Mahal Hotel, then only I will confirm you with the as a speaker. Otherwise, I will not come to you for a speaker. Okay. Thank you,
Bade bhai. Thank you, Bade bhai.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I think in chat box, no other questions. If you allow, we can ask them to unmute and ask questions, sir.
Okay.
Maybe few people can unmute and ask.
To the best of my ability, I'll try to answer, sir.
Yes.
Otherwise, Ramdev ji
Yeah,
or
participant, I see no questions posted in chat box. So if you are willing to ask, please ask the speaker directly.
Leela Krishna had a question. We can start off with him.
Leela?
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir,
Yeah.
what is quantum appeal?
Quantum appeal is the main appeal, the main addition.
Okay.
The quantum is the main appeal on the additions made by the AO. Then penalty appeal is on the penalty. So quantum appeal is very important because if a quantum appeal is won by you, then the penalty will automatically gets abated.
Sir, when there is order but penalty order is not there, So when we file that quantum appeal, so can we represent to the SABU that since it is being filed, keep abeyance the penalty proceedings and all?
Yes, it is the normal procedure. You have to submit your Form 35 acknowledgement and say keep it in abeyance till the appeal is disposed of by the first appellate authority.
But in that case, the 10% or 20% payment is necessary, sir. Like, compulsory for filing the CA appeal.
As I said, there is a circular of the department which is very old. They are saying it is very old circular, but there are several cases where they say that it should not be insisted upon, especially when the assessed income is more than twice the returned income. And the CA, then the assessing officer has the discretion to grant stay without insisting on the 20%. Earlier it used to be 15%, now it is 20%. Unlike in GST it was mandatory. Now,
10%.
when the appeals were manual, when the filing was manual, they used to give instructions to the receiving clerk not to accept if it is not accompanied by challan. But there is now on online filing, you pay only that 1,000 rupees, it is accepting. There is no problem. But I am told, but till March, you will be getting severe pressure to pay 20% because the government is having some funds problem and direct tax collections have not been up to the expectations. So they are issuing these pressurizing to pay the 20%. You always have the legal stand, get it rejected by the PCIT and go to High Court for grant of stay.
Thank you, sir.
Or the other option is you ask for stay from CATA, which is very rare, or quick disposal by CATA if you have a favorable point. And if you are in the tribunal, you can file a stay petition in the tribunal. But nowadays, what tribunal is doing, if you pay a stay petition, file a stay petition, it is asking you, it is giving out of turn hearing and trying to dispose of the case. It all depends. If you have a strong case, you can go for fast disposal. Otherwise, you go get it rejected by the PCIT and go to the High Court for stay. That is the only way out.
Okay. Sir, one more very confusing point for every time for me. We go to CAT appeal, it is unfavorable to SSC, we go to ITAT. But when you go to ITAT, the grounds we used to mention as agreed by the AO order or as agreed by the CAT appeal order. Because when I asked some senior, they said, you said they simply say that as agreed by the orders. So it covers both. Exactly what is legal position, sir?
Legal position is you are going to the tribunal against the orders under section 250 of the CIT appeals.
Yes.
So first start off with that order passed under section 250 is erroneous and bad in law. In the next point you say the CIT appeals, the learned CIT appeals erred by confirming the order passed by the erroneous order passed by the learned assessing officer.
So to cover both is good always. First we had to mention the AO order.
First CIT order.
First
The
CIT
first thing is CIT order is because you are on appeal again. This is my view. You may have a different views, but my view is you are going to ITAT against 250 order or 263 order or this rejection. So rejection case it is easy.
Exemption, ATG or 12
DRP you are going. So first should be that order. Next you can say that they erred by confirming the order of the AO, which is also erroneous. So that second point you can take.
Oh. Thank you, sir. So any member is having any doubts, they can just unmute themselves and ask the question.
Sir, good afternoon, sir, and thank you very much for the lucid explanation. Sir, I have one issue. What happened a few days back in ITAT? There is a case of MA filed by the SEC because it has been referred back by the Honorable High Court as it was dismissed by the Honorable ITAT. What happened? The Honorable Honorable ITAT has directed the SEC. It was a case of unexplained cash credit in the form of bogus share capital as assist. The Honorable ITAT has directed the SEC to produce the directors of the company, share applicant companies, before the AO, and clearly mentioned that the AO will not issue any 131. He has fixed a date that within that date the SEC should produce the share applicants before the AO, and he should take their inquiry or whatever, and fixed a date. Within that date, the remand report has to be filed. Now, my question is, if no summon under Section 131 is issued, how the AO can record the statement? Under which section he can record the statement? So, and also, if he records the statement as directed by the Honorable ITAT, if it is challenged before the Honorable High Court that the statements were illegal as no summon was issued and it was recorded in a section, etc. So, what may be the implications, sir?
So you said that the ITAT gave a direction not to invoke 131.1.
Yes, sir.
They gave a direction.
Yes, they gave a direction. The AO will not issue any any summon. SSC has to produce the share applicants before the AO within this date.
Okay. So the since the direction has been given by the ITAT in that manner, see, he may call for information under 133.6.
Yes, sir.
Or he may simply say that as per section 254 orders, based on the direction given by the ITAT, you please call so and so people for examination. But it has to be under 133.6, if not under 131A. 131A is summons, whereas 133.6 is calling for information.
Yes, sir. Sir, but how the statement will be taken, sir? Under oath, it has to be taken if its statement
no.
is to be.
133.6. Yeah, you can add.
There is another option of issuing 142. You are forgetting to all the witnesses.
Normally, they are not using that, but
Option is there, but the thing in my view, when one direction is issued by the ITAT,
it has to be followed.
Statement, the ITAT has issued those directions based on the provisions of the Act itself. So you can't say that without power they are doing this, that. First thing.
Second thing, the 254 based on the ITAT order, you can call, but it has to go under 133.6 also with a reference to 254 order. Proceedings under 254, like that we have to say, because 133.1 is a harassment case. That is why the tribunal must have given that direction.
And another thing I would like to add here, even tribunal has got power to call for the witnesses in the tribunal for cross-examination.
Yes, cross-examination.
That is also available with it.
But they have not utilized, they have put it back to the AO. Yeah, they have put it back to the AO, because once they issue 131A, then it goes to a different level. Then it is more dangerous than 133.6.
Yes.
Sir, but the Honorable ITAT has directed the SEC to produce the directors or the key persons of the share applicants before the AO. So how the AO will make inquiry? He has to take a statement. Under which section he can take? He has to take statement under oath. So how he can record the statement of them?
Sir, as you said, 133.1, they'll record on oath, statement on oath. So the next alternative is 133.6 notice they have to give. It is not summons, but notice under 133.6 for inquiry and examination. Then if he is taking under oath, then we have to examine the legality of the direction given by the ITAT. In case it is going to be detrimental to you, better seek the advice of a person who is practicing in the High Court for filing a writ against the order of the ITAT itself. Not only a writ, maybe you can go on appeal against the direction of the ITAT, saying that it is not as per law. But in a normal, if it is favorable to you, let them do under 133(6). Let them record the statement. If not on oath, at least they can record the statement. And only then you can, if it is favorable to you, you get it completed. But otherwise, you seek approaching the High Court.
Anu,
Yes, sir.
just for limited submission in this case, since the matter appears to be pertaining relating to the facts, I don't think High Court will give any such direction.
No, whether
Not
that
to inquire
direction
about
is
the
right
facts.
or not. See, whether a restriction can be put saying that you cannot do under 133(1).
Only to that limited, issue.
For that reason they can give. That is what I said. No, we have to see the High Court advocates, because they will, even a fact, they will try to include some legal angle to that, and that gets examined in an indirect way.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other member? Seeing none. Ashish, please go to the next step.
Yeah, a vote of thanks. Closing
Yeah,
remarks.
before Ashish, if it is vote of thanks, I would like to convey my thanks to Banu Narayan sir for your valuable time. And surely, sir, we will have one more physical session. Sir, your session is attended by many stalwarts. Till now, Ayadevara Srinivas also was there. He just now left. So right from the beginning, the number was very consistent. All big people were present in the session. That shows the goodwill of Banu Narayan sir in
Thank you so
presenting the
much.
case. You did really very good presentation, sir. Thank you very much. Friends, I'd like to once again tell you that Moot Tribunal competitions, today flyer will be coming in the groups. Register yourself if you are interested as a team or team member. Okay, the other information will be, we'll be giving the contact numbers of people who will be coordinating. You can call them and find out other details.
Date fixed नहीं हुआ ना उसका?
Sir?
Date has not yet been fixed, no?
Date, sir, the 21st February mostly. Mostly it will be 21st February, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you once again, Banu Narayan sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So over to Secretary sir for formal vote of thanks. Yes.
Before that, I would like to thank all the members for their patient hearing, and I only hope that I have spoken relevant. And thank you once again, Ramdev ji and Chandra, for reposing confidence in me and convincing me to take it, or ordering me to take a session. Ramdev ji always orders me and I have to follow.
Yeah, Ashish.
Very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Dear participants, respected speakers, C.A. Banu Narayan Rao sir, and fellow members, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for participating in today's webinar on handling of income tax appeals. Your active participation and engagement have made this session truly enriching. I would like to specially thank our esteemed speaker, C.A. Banu Narayan Rao sir, for sharing his valuable insights and expertise on the subject. His presentation was informative, engaging, and thought-provoking. I am sure it will greatly benefit all of us in our professional endeavors. The Tax Bar Association is committed to providing a platform for its members to enhance their knowledge and skills, and I am glad that today's webinar has contributed to this endeavor. Thank you once again to all the participants and our speaker for making this webinar a success. We look forward to more such engaging sessions in the future. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So the now meeting is, Secretary sir, concluded?
Concluded.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, bhai.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. शैलेंद्र शर्मा सर, आपका वीडियो ऑन करो.
एक सेकंड.